This is Brother Danson from TRIBES Qatar. Now, why do bad things happen? Why does God allow good people to suffer? Why is there evil in the world? Brothers and sisters, over the past couple of weeks, we have meditated upon the word of the Lord from the book of Job, and these are some of the most applicable questions that would easily come in mind when we reflect on the life of Job. Brethren, our verse for today comes from Job 22, where we find a man by the name Eliphaz answering Job after Job had made his defense to Zophar that if they claimed that Job was being punished as a result of his sins, then it is not true. In verse 21, Job tries to demonstrate how the wicked live their lives well and lavishly and even escape God's punishment to the grave in an effort to prove his innocence from the claims of his friends concerning sinning against God. His reply faces more criticism from Eliphaz in Job 22, who tries to propose some of the sins that could have caused Job his misery. And we'll read from Job 22. Then Eliphaz from Teman answered, "Does God need our help? Even the wisest of us is not really useful to him. Does your living right benefit him? Does God all-powerful gain anything if you follow him? Why does God blame and punish you? Is it because you worship him? No, it is because you sin so much, you never stop sinning. Maybe to guarantee loans you took things from people for no reason. Maybe you took a poor man's clothes to make sure he paid you back." Now, brethren, the claims by Eliphaz continues up to verse 20. And now we find that in 21, Eliphaz is proposing a solution to Job after already proposing what are the sins of Job. And we find that in 21, now Eliphaz is telling Job, "Now Job, give yourself to God and make peace with him. Do this and you'll get many good things. Accept his teachings. Pay attention to what he says. If you return to God, all-powerful, you will be restored. So remove the evil from your house." And now the advice continues up to chapter 30. And now, brethren, from the context, we know from Job 1:8-12 how the misery of Job was orchestrated, and this was after God had given Satan a good report or profile of Job. But the biggest question that this chapter teaches us this morning is about being judgmental. We find the so-called friends of Job who came to comfort him end up concluding that his suffering is as a result of sinning against God, and even try to use what they think are the laws that Job could have broken to deserve the punishment. While us, we know from the scriptures that Job is innocent. This is how our lives are, brethren. We have found ourselves judging and also being judged using human laws, cultures, traditions. But this morning, let us allow ourselves to be guided by the word of the Lord in making decisions and conclusions. Since in Mark 7, when the Pharisees and teachers of the law tried to judge the followers of Jesus on the scale of traditions and laws set to them by their past leaders, Jesus quickly corrects them about what prophet Isaiah said concerning men, and I quote Mark 7:8, that you have stopped following God's commands, preferring instead the man-made rules you got from others. So, brethren, this morning the Lord is reminding us to be the kind of friends who will seek what the Lord's will is in comforting or even correcting our friends, and these will come by understanding what the word of the Lord says, by reading and meditating upon it daily and praying for divine revelation. Shalom.